Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? It's Classic 1333 coming at you with the Raw review for last night's Raw. Before I jump into it, I just want to announce I'm going to do a little video here in a little bit. I'm going to talk about my car trip to school yesterday, and I'm going to also talk about some funny comments Mike today and Don West made on a TNA match I watched, that Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles last man standing matchup. So check that out because it might be kind of funny. So let's jump into Raw. The show starts off. We have Shane McMahon coming up, and basically he's saying, he challenged Orton to a no holds barred match at No Way Out, and Orton accepted. So we're gonna have that matchup. Orton comes out and talks some trash or whatever. He's like the reason that we didn't beat you up last week was because I told Cody and Ted just to hold you back and not throw any punches. And I didn't want to fight back because we knew if we would have fought back, it would have been, the whole Raw roster versus us, 20 on 3. And that would have been ungood, as my anatomy teacher would say. He's like, that'll be ungood. My anatomy teacher rocks. He does. Thumbs up. So basically, they're talking trash with each other for a minute, and then Orton is sneaking into the ring or something, and Shane's watching him, and then Priceless show up at the side or something. They all both of them go in the ring, and then Shane has a kendo stick that he pulls out of nowhere, and he's swinging it, hitting him with him, and chases him off. So he blocks their sneak attack. So that's the opening thing. The first match we have for the show is a mixed tag team intergender matchup between CM Punk and Mickie James against William Regal and Layla, like that Eric Clapton song, Layla. So it was a good little short matchup here. Regal and Layla won the matchup. The finish was Punk got pulled out of the ring, off the ring apron, falls on his back on the floor. Gets back into the ring at about a count of 8 or 9 or something, and right when it gets back in, Regal nails him right in the skull with his knee. 1, 2, 3, and Regal and Layla win. I didn't know what part of the skull it was. Didn't know if it was the frontal or the occipital or the temporal parietal. It's kind of hard to see what part of the angle the camera got on that one, so I apologize for not being able to identify that part of the anatomy. They also announced next week that it's going to be Regal versus Punk for the Intercontinental title. Regal's going to use his rematch clause. So that'll be a good matchup because I like watching these two guys wrestle. So let's see what else we got going on. The next match we had was Priceless versus Crime Time tag team matchup. Another good little short matchup. The finish was really weird though, because I guess Priceless got disqualified, but it was kind of weird though because I think they got disqualified because it was a little too much double teaming with Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes or something. I guess they went over the ref's 5 count. For any of you that don't know that, that's an old school rule. You have up to the count of 5 to get out of the ring or something. And it's always 5 on the ropes, 5 to get out of the ring. Booker T's 5 or whatever. So either that happened or I don't know, Cody Rhodes was in a corner too long or something, and I don't know, the ref was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, square root of 66, square root of 95, pi plus 3 or something. He was just throwing numbers out there. Apparently he's had a little too much math or something like me, but I don't know. So after the match was over, Priceless beats down Chad a little bit, and they give him a tag team move. It was Ted was holding up he was holding up Chad by the feet or something. Cody gives him a DDT. If you ever see an Eminem, not Miz Morrison, new Eminem as I'm calling him, but Johnny or Nitro and wow, I can't think of the other guy's name. 1 second. What was that guy's name? You're probably all what's his name? What's his name? Joey Mercury. Okay. So if you ever see Mercury and Nitro do the snapshot, that's what that move was. So Lawler was I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Yeah, you have, Lawler. It was the snapshot. Joey Mercury and Johnny Nitro used to do that move. So once again point out another flaw with Lawler. I know he's been around a long time and he's getting older, but he can remember stuff like that. If I can, he can. So they show a recap of Mickey Rourke and Jericho, like doing their on TV interview segments and basically talking trash, blah blah blah. Jericho saying that you wouldn't make it in the real wrestling world and blah blah blah. And basically, like from what I read on the internet, like they're not gonna have a matchup at WrestleMania. It's probably just gonna be like Jericho versus probably like Ric Flair. I'm gonna go into that in a second. Probably like Jericho versus Ric Flair or something with maybe like Rourke in Flair's corner or something, or he'll probably do some kind of a run-in maybe or something. But I don't see him having a match. That's probably a good thing too. So, because I don't think they'd have a good match. Even Jericho could wrestle like a toothpick and have a good match, but I don't know. I really wouldn't want like to see that like at WrestleMania, but that's just me. So before we get to Jericho's promo, it was kind of weird. Like Orton was talking to like Priceless, and he's like pumping him up or whatever. He's like barking orders or something. It looks like it, but it's like kind of weird. The cameraman's like hiding like behind like a bush or something. He's like hiding back there or something. So it's like a hidden camera in a porno movie or something. You might be like, well, how could a hidden camera be in a porno movie? Oh, I got it upside down. Lovely. There we go. Because that's called hidden camera. It's a porno movie, so that's why that can happen. So, okay, what was next? So Jericho's promo. So basically, he's just like insulting, and he like insults the legends or something about how they can't get out of the spotlight after retiring or something. Like mostly he like talks about Ric Flair, and he's like Ric Flair. He's like he could have had the retirement of a lifetime at WrestleMania, and he could spend quality time with his family, but instead he wants to go to high school gyms and sign autographs and blah blah blah, and just disrespects him. And then Cena shows up, the American superhero that always has to do the right thing, and calls Jericho an idiot, and he talks about how Jericho clings to the past or whatever. Well, Jericho was bitching about those guys clinging to their past, and then Cena's like, yeah, you cling to your past too. You're always saying you're the first undisputed champion, blah blah blah. And he's like, to that, I'm gonna knock your teeth down your throat. So just plugging their matchup for later. Okay, so the next match we had was Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio versus Kane and Mike Knox, and tag team matchup. It was a good matchup. Mike Knox and Kane won. Kane went choke slams Rey Mysterio. Mysterio went for a frog springboard move, and Kane grabs him up into the air, choke slam. 1, 2, 3. It's pretty cool. So Kane and Knox win. So then later we come back, and then Shane and Stephanie are walking in the background talking or something, and then Legacy Snake attacks them. They all run at Shane, and Shane gets knocked into Stephanie. Stephanie gets knocked down. They're all punching Shane, and then Orton sees Shane, and he's gonna go for a punt, and he starts to do it, but then he stops himself. Then he looks over at Stephanie, and he gets ready to charge at her to do it, and then she stops it, or no. Shane runs in front of Orton's kick and blocks it, so he stops Orton from kicking her. So basically, but then after Orton did that, he's got that look in his eye again. He's like, I can't believe what I almost did or something. But it's still cool though, because he's kind of psycho and stuff. So what was next? Candice Michelle versus Beth Phoenix in a women's matchup. Another okay women's matchup here. It was back and forth too. It wasn't it was all Beth Phoenix dominating the matchup. Let's see, what was the finish? Oh, Beth Phoenix won with the Glam Slam. And then what was funny after the matchup was she orders Rosa Mendes to attack Candice Michelle, and so what does Rosa do? She grabs Candice by the hair and just kind of shoves her out of the ring. So a big offensive maneuver there. Dangerous. So, and then my favorite line of the night, but I'll get into this in the part 2 because I don't want to run out of time here. So check out part 2, guys.